Hello and welcome to Discover Stories on Reimagine Radio. My name is Bryden Vino and I'm the program coordinator with Vancouver Adapted Music Society. Today, I'm joined by Chelaine McInroy. Hey, Chelaine.
Hey,
How's it going today?
Here. It's great, actually. Enjoying the summer weather.
Oh yeah? How warm is it out there?
We're hitting mid-30s right now. Next week's supposed to hit 40.
Oh my gosh.
Which is a little excessive. I'm pretty much just living in the lake any chance I get.
Yeah. Fair
That's
enough.
my air conditioning too.
Yeah. That's out in the interior, right?
Yes, I'm out in the Okanagan.
Yeah, that definitely gets like way hotter out there than over here.
Yeah, I love it, right? I've got tropical blood in me. I'm made for heat. And it's nice here. We actually truly get all 4 seasons. So I'm not complaining.
That's true. Yeah, you actually do get some snow instead of the slush that just...
Yeah, we usually get 2 or 3 months of like heavy winter.
Yeah.
Which is great as long as you've got some winter sports to keep you sane.
Yeah.
Otherwise, like, there's a bit of cabin fever going on, but I keep busy. It's not too bad.
Nice. So out there, I think you mentioned you have a ranch out there.
I do, yeah. So I got my place out here, training horses, coaching lessons. I'm a team roper.
Nice.
Yeah, keeps me busy.
Yeah, you ever do the rodeo?
Sane, but I'm pretty sure just the definition of being a horse girl makes me crazy. So
yeah, the internet has kind of ruined that, hasn't it?
Yeah, well, I'm not wrong.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, everyone's a little crazy, I guess, that devotes their lives to
Normal's boring and overrated.
Yeah. Do you ever go to like rodeos and there? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm taking a little bit of time off right now in my recovery, which I'm sure we'll cover in a bit here. But I'm taking this year to just kind of train both the horses and myself, kind of get back in shape. And coming back stronger than ever next year.
How many horses?
Right now, I have my own personal group of horses. I've got 6 right now that like I compete on, I train with, I coach lessons with, but then I also have a revolving door of client horses. So like right now there's 23 horses on the property.
Wow. That's and then do you take care of all of them or?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely have some help.
Yeah.
But I do what I can, and if I can't do it, I pay someone else to.
Nice. Nice. So yeah, and then you also do some work in film and TV with horses.
So I've been in the movie industry now for about a decade, mostly stunts, some acting. I love it. I absolutely love it. I'd say about 80% plus of what I do is stunt work, which is my absolute favorite. I specialize in anything to do with horses.
Yeah.
So like anything high speed, big battle scenes, like I'll sword fight on the horses or mounted archery,
really?
that kind of stuff. Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
The nerd in me.
Especially those last few years with COVID and having to stick closer to home. Here in the interior in the Okanagan, there's still a lot being filmed, but not as much need for the stunt work.
Yeah.
It's, the smaller hallmarks and indies and stuff. So I've been actually exploring the acting side of it. I always have a little bit, but it's definitely more predominant now.
Yeah.
So it's kind of nice, exploring new things, always doing something different.
No, totally. I mean, stunt work, I've always thought this, how does one start that? Like, how did you get into doing stunts? It's scary to me.
Yeah, I mean, everyone's different. Obviously I have a background in horses and everything to do with them. I've been riding since I was 4 years old. I've literally spent more time in the saddle than on my own 2 feet, at least for waking hours in my life. Everyone kind of gets into it differently. Some can go to school for it. I do have a background in several different martial arts, which really helps because I do hand-to-hand combat as well. Not as often, but I do. And how I got into it was just being at the right place at the right time, looking like the right person.
Really?
So it was kind of lucky. And in my first, kind of venture into it. And then from there, it's just, making connections. And, well, you have to do a good job at what you're doing or you're never going to get hired again.
Of course, yeah.
But once they realized what I could do and I started meeting kind of people higher up in the chain, making a name for myself. And it's turned into quite the career now.
Cool. Wow. And then when did you start that?
Uh, about 11 years ago now, I think.
11? Okay.
Yeah.
So then we'll cover this topic now, the whole incident in 2016. Just maybe want to take us through that, and then also how that affected your life, especially doing stunts.
Yeah. Well, stunts is one thing that has carried on. Actually, the biggest thing that stopped was prior to the incident in 2016, I skied for Team Canada, World Cup circuit and stuff. And then, so back in 2016, early 2016, I was down in Mexico for a family vacation. I cut my foot. It was a tiny cut, put a Band-Aid on it. It's just because, I was walking around barefoot and dancing and stuff, sliced open my foot. And
it's happened to a lot of people in Mexico. Yeah.
Yeah. Somehow I ended up picking up this bacteria. We don't know if it's what I cut my foot on or maybe from swimming in the ocean later with an open wound on my foot.
Right.
Hey, here's a hint. Don't do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, the infection, I was already back home at this point. And I was skiing, or I was training with my ski team, and all of a sudden my heart failed. And yeah, and I got rushed into the hospital. And while we were dealing with the heart failure, my kidneys and liver started crapping out. It ended up being osteomyelitis, a bone infection, and then sepsis. I was multi-organ failure. I was dying, so it became a choice of life or limb. Obviously, I chose life.
Yeah.
So yeah, June 2nd, 2016, they did an amputation below the knee to save my life. And for the past, 5.5 years, I was doing fairly well. I mean, obviously having to adjust to this new life. My ski career was over. It took me a while to get back into the movies, right? And then, although that is one thing that did come back, skiing came back to it just in a different way. I didn't go back to competing, but now I do mentor and coach the up and coming Paralympians, all the adaptive skiers at the local program.
Cool.
So that's been really nice to kind of be able to give back and connect with people that way. Yeah, and then for the past 5.5 years, I've been doing fairly well. And then at the beginning of this year, I caught COVID. I actually was fairly asymptomatic. I was doing well, compared to some people anyway.
Yeah.
Pretty lucky, except they figure the original infection the original surgery from 6 years ago, they obviously missed some of the bacteria and it had just been laying dormant there in the bone. Well, when I caught COVID, they figured it distracted my immune system enough for that bacteria to start spreading again, wreaking havoc. It had moved up into my knee. I was getting sick again. It became life-threatening once again. So that's when March 23rd of this year, 2020, they ended up amputating above the knee. Again, to save my life. They had bigger clean margins this time, so they're hoping they got it all. I mean, I guess we don't know for sure. That's the thing. There aren't really any scans or anything that can show it unless it's active, like actively trying to kill me. If it's just laying there dormant, it can lay there for, as we've seen already, it laid there for almost 6 years without causing any issues. So we're just kind of fingers crossed, hoping, and I'm living my life in the meantime. I'm not just going to sit here waiting and wondering and worrying.
Yeah, no point in slowing down. Yeah. And I think you mentioned like it's so rare that this bacteria doesn't even have like a real name. It just has its regular common Latin name.
Yeah, it's super rare. When I was diagnosed, they were saying I was only one of 9 cases in the world diagnosed, and 6 of them are dead. So they figure there are a lot more cases just undiagnosed because I did pick it up in a third world country that doesn't have the best medical care. And honestly, even with me, they had a hard time pinpointing exactly what it was and what was happening to me. So there's probably a lot of people that have had it that they just weren't diagnosed in time. So yeah, I'm one of literally almost 1 in a billion.
Yeah, that's true, I guess, stats wise. Yeah.
I've always said if I didn't have bad luck in life, I wouldn't have any luck at all.
Yeah.
But I mean, you could look at it a different way though. I'm alive, right? And I'm thriving with the life that I do have.
Totally.
So I guess that in its own way is lucky, or I'm making my own luck.
Yeah. So what was like transitioning to using a prosthetic like?
It sucked. To be
Okay.
fair, I was clumsy even when I had 2 legs, and then you take one of those away,
Yeah.
it's just a disaster. I face plant a lot. The
Really?
below knee amputation obviously was a lot easier.
Mm-hmm.
Having that control of my knee made a huge difference. There was also a lot less pain going trans tibia and fibula.
Right.
There's a lot less that they're kind of cutting through. Whereas the above knee amputation is transfemoral, it's literally hacksawing through my femur. It hurts. And
Yeah. Oh my
then,
gosh.
not having control of my knee, right? I kind of thought I'd have more of an advantage having been a below knee amputee for the past 6 years.
Yeah.
Right. And then being an above knee, I thought, like, oh, well, other than learning how to go without the knee, it'll be fine. I was wrong.
It was totally different, hey?
It's so different. Not having that knee, I can't believe how much of a difference it does make. And honestly, a lot more pain. Yeah, it's not great. Also, on the financial end of things, pharmacare only covers so much, covers the super basic stuff. So what I need, like the prosthetic that my team of prosthetists and I have kind of narrowed down to what I need to go back to living my life to the fullest.
Mm-hmm.
It's $82,000.
Oh my gosh.
Like, not exactly
Really?
pocket change. Back when I was a below knee amputee, my prosthetics, like the good prosthetics that I needed, were between $25,000 and $30,000, which is that even seems
Wow.
ridiculous. And I complained about it a lot back then, but now I see the price tag on what I need now, and I'm like, oh, can you please give me back the $30,000 price
Wow.
tag? I will
Yeah.
happily pay that.
That's
You
crazy.
know,
That's so much.
it puts things into perspective for sure.
Yeah. Wow. So then let's kind of talk about music a bit then. It's been kind of a part of your entire life, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been singing since I could talk. I've been
Yeah.
writing music since I knew how to write and sound words out.
Yeah.
I come from a family of musicians, right? My dad was quite the famous rock drummer back in the 70s and 80s. My mom's been playing piano her whole life. I'm a singer-songwriter. I play piano. I've been playing piano since I was 7. I've been playing guitar on and off the past 5 or 6 years. And then my youngest brother is also a bit of a drummer. He's a singer-songwriter. So I was kind of raised with the musical influence in my family. It's been a way for me to kind of cope through everything. I haven't had the easiest life, and I'm sure there's people that have had it harder, but through the trials and stuff that I've gone through in my life, it's kind of been the one thing that no matter what I'm doing, no matter what I'm going through, no matter how healthy I am physically or mentally, music's the one thing that has always been there. So I've really kind of held on to that with a white knuckle grip.
Yeah. Did you kind of dive into a lot more music after getting your leg amputated?
Yeah, it's always been there for sure. But once my leg was amputated, it was kind of my way of coping. Also, it's kind of funny because everyone in my family is into different genres of music. I have always been drawn to country, especially with, the rodeo upbringing and stuff.
Yeah.
So after my amputation, there was definitely a lot of sad, depressing songs. But
yeah.
I never specifically wrote about losing my leg, but I could pull on the emotions about just loss in general and grieving and stuff, right? Because that's really what it was. I lost a life I thought I was going to have. I was grieving, what I had lost, right? So I was able to pull on that. I also went through some very big personal life changes these past few years. Abusive relationships and a divorce and stuff like that. So it really allowed me in a productive way to get those emotions out there. Without, hurting anyone or myself or anything like that, right? It's kind of, it's cool when you look through my lyric books where I write my music. It's almost like a diary of my life experiences, right? And you can see, I have shelves of books that I've written music in. And you can see oh, she was going through a really good time in her life then. When you look at the music that I've written, and it's, that was a dark time.
Yeah.
It was really dark. But it can make for the best music, right?
Oh,
and
totally.
I think a lot of people can relate to it. Maybe not directly with exactly what happened, but they can still relate to it I think everyone can relate to music on a personal level.
Mm-hmm. Oh, for sure. And I think one of those cool things about music, and I think I have this thought a lot working with VAMS, is that especially with disability, it doesn't matter. Like you
Well,
close your eyes
exactly.
and you'd never know that Chelaine has her leg amputated, or
Yeah, you listen to
someone's in
a
a
song on the
wheelchair,
radio.
or yeah.
You listen to a song on the radio, you have no idea, their age, race, religion.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, maybe a little, you can get little hints, but
Yeah, especially in
um,
country music. Yeah.
abilities in
Yeah.
life. Yeah, you would hear one of my songs on the radio and you have no idea,
Yeah.
who I am or what my life story is, right? And it's kind of that unconditional appreciation, I guess,
Mm-hmm.
because great music can be created by absolutely anyone. You just
Yeah.
have to have kind of lived life worth living. And honestly, some people that have gone through a really hard life have the most to say.